sticking by my side. Maybe we could be okay, okay, okay. Maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away. As you fade away. As you fade away.
Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect. Let me go to my main camera. Already we're live, and as you guys can tell by title and thumbnail, today I'm going to be working with more mini project, which is basically making a web scraper or building a fully autonomous web scraper. I did stop on it last stream with 3 extra sections remaining before I really move on to the phase 2, that is math and machine learning. That said, today I will be continuing more on the web scraper. It is currently part 3, and by god, I'm stuttering so bad because I just came from college. That said, let me go to my gameplay screen and make sure my desktop audio is turned. Now I'll just leave my desktop audio turned on. Because we're gonna be using the 25 to 5 minutes Pomodoro. With every 4 sessions, I get a break of 15 minutes. And I'm gonna be playing Wuthering Waves in the meanwhile. Okay, that said, this is Claude's brand new chat, and I'm gonna say something like, "Since I am live!" exclamation. And yeah, today I did come prepared. Speaking of being prepared, I want to see if I sound sort of robotic, because I did upload a video or edit a video yesterday where I did sound sort of robotic. This is brand new chat, and I'm gonna say something like, "Since I am live." Okay, it's perfect, and I feel like the video quality isn't half bad, to be honest, right? Exclamation. Or is it garbage? Yeah, today I did come prepared. It seems kind of garbage. Is this because I'm multi-streaming? My streams used to never be this blurry, to be honest. Okay, that said, let's go. Day 74. Is it day 74? I sort of forgot. Okay, you guys can check my title and tell me if it's day 74, or you guys could join the Discord server. I did mention you guys there as well. Just fixing my mouse real quick. Hold on. Wires is annoying the frick out of me. Okay, let's go. Day 74, you walked out of the last session with 3 clean parallel lists, prices, titles, ratings. 20 books deep, 0 garbage in any of them. That's not luck. That's you catching your own bugs before they become my problem to catch for you. The silent tag object bug alone, most beginners never even notice that one because it does not throw an error. It just quietly lies to you. You noticed it. Today we stop having 3 separate lists and start having 1 table. Yeah, I did have 3 separate lists where I did display prices, titles, and I forgot the last one. Let me just fix my lighting. What the hell? Whoops, hold on. There we go. Just gonna get this here. Charger a bit higher. There we go. There. Hold up. I'm trying to get this. There, because my charger keeps falling down. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna open my Visual Studio Code. I want to show you guys what were the things that I really did display. Ratings, there we go. So prices, titles, and ratings, those 3 were in 3 separate lists. However, I want them to be in 1 list. And let me know if 54 degrees Celsius is too hot for my GPU right now. Okay, I guess we're getting all in data tables. Quick check before I hand you anything. Have you ever used Pandas as data frame constructor? I have not, to be honest, before. Specifically building one from a dictionary of lists like pd.dataframe, I did actually. Yes or don't guess, based on vibes, just tell me. I believe I have, however, since I did work a little with it, and yeah, I will be touch typing. Since I did work a little with it at that time, I do not remember if it was the constructor. If it was the, let's say, data frames as constructor. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Forget hell. Oh god. Alright guys, the Pomodoro timer starts in 3, 2. I'm gonna use this for my short. Hold on. I'm gonna copy that. Alright guys, so the Pomodoro timer starts in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Pretend I never said something. I'm live. I'm so glad I did not read anything. Okay, I guess I'm gonna send it, and now I'm just gonna get my glasses up here and what the hell is wrong with my charger? Can it like stay? I want it to stay here. No? There we go. Alright, and you know what? I'm contemplating as to whether or not I should multi-stream. Because all the load comes on my horizontal stream, less on my vertical stream. Like, on my OBS, I look clear as crisp. Like, Hutting, Furkin, I appreciate you joining the stream. Like, I look crisp in my vertical stream, like right here. You guys, not vertical, in my OBS. Like, you guys see the crispness here? However, I look so blurry in my actual stream. Should I stop multi-streaming? I can close my multi-stream. I can turn it off right now. You know what? Screw it. I'll turn it off. I don't wanna. Okay, got it. Sounds like a message cut off. They are taking quite a bit of resources. I'll get my Twitch's live stream off. I'll just be streaming on Kick. That doesn't change squat if I do so. Fine, both are offline. I'm gonna go to OBS. Alright, I guess we're just streaming vertically and horizontally now. Video encoding just 2 times, not 3 times. Okay, got it. Sounds like the message cut off. Uh-oh. I do not remember if it was data frame. Therefore, can we work on can we work on getting an explanation? A refresher sounds more like it. There we go, because I'm pretty sure I worked to this. I'm new to this channel. Can I make a design suggestion? Sure, what's the design suggestion, Furkin? Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and check if everything's going good. Alright, perfect. There we go. Now my YouTube says that it's at its excellent quality. Good, that's the right answer. Not yet. I got it. When you're actually fuzzy, that honestly is what keeps bugs from hiding in your blind spots. Refresher from 0, no assumptions. A data frame is Pandas's table object, rows and columns, like a spreadsheet. The most common way to build one from scratch is with a dictionary of lists, where each key becomes a column name, each value a list becomes that column's data, top to bottom. Here's the shape. Import pandas as PD, the universal convention. Okay, I worked with this, I remember. df equals to title, yada yada, price, yada yada, rating, yada yada, df equals to pd.dataframe, my data, print, df. Title, price, ratings. These are the indexes. That is my title, that is my price, that is my rating. I did work with it. 3 keys, 3 columns, each list's position lines up into a row. Index 0 of every list becomes row 0. Index 1 becomes row 1, and so on. That leftmost 0, 1, 2 column you see is the auto-generated row index pandas as for you. One critical rule this depends on: every list in the dictionary must be the same length or it throws an error. Pandas has no way to know what to pad a mismatched row with. Now you already have 3 lists sitting in your script from last session. Clean underscore titles, clean underscore prices, final underscore clean underscore ratings, all 20 items each. Your task: build a dictionary out of those 3 lists with sensible key names, then pass it into pd.dataframe, and then print the result. Write it, run it on your machine, send me your actual code and your actual printed outputs. Okay, yeah, I have worked with this. Therefore, I'm just gonna grab Clouds' reference at the other window, and then let's just go up here real quick. There we go. Oh, okay, hold on. Do I need to go to I don't think I'm going to go to a new file. However, I'm gonna remove, let's say, some of my, there we go, some of my print statements. I just want to print what I really need to print. So I'm gonna go with something like from pandas. Nope. I'm gonna go with import pandas as PD. Okay, and then once I'm done importing pandas as PD, I'm gonna go ahead and create my data, which is gonna be a dictionary. My data as a dictionary is gonna be consisting of, let's say, 3 dictionaries in it. Okay, so I'm gonna be having a titles as dictionary, which is gonna be my title, clean underscore titles. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in a little. Let's go with something like a key of titles is going to be represented by a value of my list of clean underscore titles. I'm going to copy that just to save some time, and then we're going to paste it. I'm going to add a comma, and then we're going to go with something like price. Prices. The key representing my prices is the key of prices is going to be represented by the value called clean underscore prices is list. Okay, and then I'm gonna add a comma, and lastly we're gonna go with ratings. The key of ratings is going to be represented by the list of final underscore clean underscore ratings. There we go. Okay, and once we're done with that, I'm going to go ahead and create a data frame. So I'm going to go with df, which stands for data frame, is going to be equal to, hold on, my pandas dot the data frames is method, which is going to be requiring a data as its parameter. My data is going to be my data. And then let's just go ahead and print my data frame. There we go. And then I'm gonna hit control to save the code, hit control and backslash in order to get my terminal out here. In my terminal, I'm firstly gonna change my directory to python underscore files. And then we're gonna go ahead and run our file. I'm gonna go with something like py, web underscore scraper, .py. If I were to go ahead and run it, it's loading. I'll give it a hot minute. My idea is that instead of manually typing out URLs, you can use parser arguments to choose the URLs to be able to hold multiple sources. You know what? I don't think that I did manually type this URL. The word parser does give something away. Wait, hold on. I ran into a small error here. I'm gonna ask that to Claude in a bit. Hold on, give me a sec though. Okay, I made a small little mistake. So it says trace back. All arrays must be of the same length. Everything is of the same length. Okay, value error. All arrays must be of the same length. I'm positive that everything consists of the same amount of items in it, right? Okay, let's go with 1. I'm gonna hit Control S to save the code, and then I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. I'm gonna go ahead and paste this, and then I'm gonna hit Enter. Okay, this does create me a bunch of titles. And then I'm gonna do the same exact thing with, let's say, let's go with Control Z. With clean prices, I'm gonna remove titles. Okay, and then I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna hit Control S to save the code, and then we're gonna go ahead and run this again. So we get our prices. It says 19 there. This is 19 as well. Now, lastly, let's go with our ratings. Oh, but I wouldn't need this for now. Control S. I'm going to paste this. Okay, Oh? Okay, our ratings is what causes an error here. So it says empty data frame for rating. There is nothing inside our ratings. Columns, rating. Index, none. Okay, so our rating is what's the culprit here. I'm gonna go with a bunch of Control Z's. Now, why is it that our ratings is the one that's kind of messed up? Because our ratings, clean underscore ratings dot append. Okay, so we have clean ratings. Wait, am I stupid? Why did I go with this variable here again? Clean underscore ratings. Okay, so I want to go with yeah, that's pretty much it. At index of class 1. All right, so we need clean ratings, not final clean rating. Interesting. I don't know why did I go with that stuff last stream. Okay, I'm going to change my directory to, let's say, Python files. There we... Are you kidding me? I forgot the underscore. Hold on. Change directory. I want to change my directory to not Python files, but Python underscore files. And then we're going to go with something like... Fine, I'll type it out. py web underscore scraper, SCRAPER .py. Perfect. So we get our titles, we get our prices, we get our ratings, but the ratings is 1, 2, 3, 4. The ratings are words. I want the ratings to be numbers. I think that is why we actually have our word to dictionary here. Oh, that is why we have... Whoops. Oh, that is why we have a word to dictionary here. I do need my final clean ratings. Alright, so basically how this thing went was that I went with a for loop. So for every rating in my, let's say, clean, for every rating in my clean underscore rating, okay, that is all ratings. In my clean underscore ratings, I'm gonna go ahead and do something. Let's say I'm gonna go ahead and type, my final. If, rating in word underscore to underscore num underscore dick, then I'm gonna go ahead and, let's say, append my rating. I'm gonna go with something like my final underscore clean underscore ratings dot append. I want to go ahead and append my I want to append my word to num underscore dick at index of rating. Word underscore to underscore num underscore dick at index of rating. Alright, perfect. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and hit Control S to save the code, because that's pretty much it. If I were to grab my terminal back here and again change my directory to, let's say, Python underscore files. There we go. And then if I were to run my Python, so my py web underscore scraper .py. There we go. Guys, I'm officially a genius, am I? Am I? Probably am. Okay, so a Light in the Attic costs $51.77. Are you kidding me? It's a 3-star book. A 1-star book, Tripping the Velvet, is 53.74 bucks. And yeah, all these books are fake, and all these price ratings are fake, and all these ratings are fake as well. Everything here is fake. This is a website specifically meant for us to scrape off of it. Okay, let me say something like, done. And here is my code. Okay, let me just grab that stuff here. Control A, Control C, and then let me grab Claude back up here. I'm gonna go ahead and paste it and say, yeah. I did work with a data frame. A quick refresher. Let's go with a semicolon. A quick refresher was all that I needed. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and send it. Perfect. First try, 0 errors, clean output, 20 rows, 3 aligned columns, index auto-generated. That's a real data frame built from real scraped data. Not a toy example. Look at that output. That's a legitimate little data set sitting in your terminal right now. And I want to point at something specific you said. I believe I did work with it, but weren't sure. And you wrote this without a single hiccup. That instinct you flag uncertainty even when you were actually fine. Keep doing that. It cost you 10 seconds and it means I never waste your time reteaching something you already own, or worse, assume you know something you don't. One real thing worth noticing in your own code. So it's your inside and not just something not just something I hand you. Look at the dirty little secrets of getting your dream. The dirty little secrets of getting your dream. Interesting. Pandas truncated those lines with dot dot dot. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. In the print and output, your data is not actually cut off. The full title is still sitting in clean underscore titles in memory. Pandas just truncates long strings for display purposes so the table does not blow up in your terminal. This strips people up constantly. They think they lost data when they didn't. Worth finding, worth filling that away now before it confuses you 3 sessions from now. Quick check on your understanding before we move. Why do titles, prices, and ratings need to be exactly 20 items each for this to work? One sentence in your own words. Because the would because pandas expects all the values or tables or lists, expects all the contents in the data to let's say be of the exact same length. Okay, let's go with something like, if not, then we could get a value error. Pandas does not know what to... Okay, pandas does not know what to add as a place holder for and for missing data. Okay, I phrased that a bit bad. However, I believe oh god, that I got the gist of it. However, you could add on if you feel like I missed crucial points. There we go. Oh my gosh, guys, this is so awful. I'm trying to touch type here. This is gonna be however. Semicolon. However, there we go. That makes more sense. And this is going to be data. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and send it. Yeah, I need to start working on typing real fast when it comes to touch typing. Not phrased badly at all. You got the actual mechanism right, not just the rules. Pandas does not know what to use as a placeholder is exactly why it errors instead of it silently padding with none or something. And that's real understanding, not memorized syntax, nothing to add, correct? Now, let's move on. You've got a solid data frame, but right now, it's living and dying inside one script run. Close the terminal. It's gone before we touch pagination or PostgreSQL. There's one but important habit worth building. saving that data frame to a file so you can actually look at it, share it, or reload it without re-scraping the site every time you want to check your work. Pandas has a method for this. .2_CSV, I worked with this, let's go. It's a method that lives on the data frame itself. Question first, honestly answer like last time, have you used .2_CSV before? Or any pandas method that's right data frame? Yes or no? Yes, I have. However, exactly as the, let's say, data frame, I need a refresher. Okay, hi brother, you how doing, Marzo? Appreciate you joining the stream. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? Okay, now what topic you discussing? Tell me something. Actually, I am currently working with the project ones for my, actually the phase ones is mini project one where I'm building a fully autonomous web scraper. Last stream, I completed half of what I had to do in order to be done with my mini project. Today, I'm working on enforcing the rest tree where I have been done with the first topic. There are 2 more topics left. I am pretty sure one of them were pagination, PostgreSQL, and SQL Alchemy. Those are the 3 parts left. Pagination and PostgreSQL, they both go in the same category, so that's fine. For the time being, I'm working with a pandas method because that's what I did work with right now. I created a data frame using pandas. That said, fair, same move as before, and it's the right one. Let's rebuild it properly instead of guessing off memory. .2CSV, the refresher. It's a method you call directly on a data frame, a minimal version. df.2_CSV books.csv. This is going to go ahead and create a .csv file in my disk that writes a real .csv file to disk. In whatever folder your script is running from, open it in Excel or a text editor afterwards, and you'll see your titles, prices, and ratings as an actual comma separated rows. 2 parameters matter immediately, not later. Index equals to false. By default, pandas writes that auto-generated row index 0, 1, 2, 3 as its own column in the .csv. That index is just pandas' display convenience. It's not a real data you scraped. And you almost never wanted cluttering your actual dataset, so index equals to false. Alright. Okay, how many topics covered in PostgreSQL? Actually, every single topic, to be honest. I am pretty much done with my entire phase 1. Like, hold on. Let me show you guys my roadmap real quick. I'm gonna pull it up. So apparently in my roadmap, I'm currently in the phase 1's project 1, which is the final thing here under my PostgreSQL, which was in my databases category. I covered joins, indexes, transactions, and a few more things, including SQL mastery, because I did work with SQL. I worked a little bit with Bash, and yeah, that was pretty much it. And then MongoDB and SQL Alchemy ORMs for Python, and then I'm just building a web scraper right now. And then later on, hopefully tomorrow, if I'm done with this today, I'm going to be working with math and machine learning. Looking forward to that, to be honest. I'm going to exit this. Okay, number 2, encoding. You already hit an encoding bug once. This project requests guessing wrong and mangling your pound symbol into a E. CSVs have that same failure mode when reading them back later if the encoding is an explicit standard fix. Wow, I did not work with this part, so that's fine. I just worked with this one parameter of .csv, but we can set our index to be false, and we can set our encoder to be UTF-8 if you wanted to do it custom. Because that is a more advanced encoding system. Okay, that's the full pattern. File name index equals to false, encoding equals to the UTF-8. Your task, save your data frame to a file called books.csv using both parameters above. Run it, then open your actual CSV file. Visual Studio Code can open it directly and paste back what the file actually contains. I want to see real output, not a description. Okay. Now. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go with something like my data frame. What's for that? I'm gonna go up here. We're gonna go with something like df.2_CSV. I want to go ahead and manually create a custom CSV file, which is going to be called, I don't know, Was it books.csv? I forgot the name that Claude sent me to keep it. Books.csv, okay. Was it title case books? Lowercase books.csv. I mean, this is just for this is just cosmetics. We don't really need it, but I like to be kind of exact. Okay, books.csv, and then I'm gonna go with something like index equals to false and encoding UDING encoding is going to be equal to UTF-8. All right, and time's up. That's time. Hands up, anything that's not distracting. Wait a minute, my desktop audio is playing. Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and exit that, and let's play some Wuthering Waves. All right, I cannot move. Wow. Okay, where was I going? Head to the Wuxia Academy and check on Shisia. Okay, where is it? I'm lost. I'm 20 meters. I'm getting away from it. Oh, is it that? Okay, I guess I'm getting closer to it. No. Shouldn't there be something that I can see? Oh, 1 meter. Okay, F. Let's enter. Okay, let's see. So we have Wyvern Phenomenon. Okay, let's head to...
I sure hope Yang Yang's alright. Rover, you have arrived.
Baja, how's Chusia?
She's right here. Still undergoing treatment.
Don't worry, Chusia. I'll bring Yang Yang back.
We should step outside. She needs rest. Juju came to visit Chusia earlier and spoke about you. Judging from your look, you've already met with the magistrate.
I didn't see us meeting with the magistrate.
The Midnight Rangers who brought her back said she was gravely injured. But she still made it across the Dreaming Cavern by herself. She stayed conscious long enough to tell them what happened to Yang Yang, before finally collapsing.
Chusia.
No need to worry. She is no longer in critical condition. Her readings from late last night show she's slowly regaining awareness. However, she's still disoriented at the moment. Forgive me, Rover. After I heard, I also wanted to search for Yang Yang immediately. But with Chusia in this condition, I had no choice but...
I had no choice but to. Thank you for taking care of her. No need to apologize. I'll go with thank you for taking care of her.
That's right, Baja. Without you, Chisia's condition wouldn't have stabilized so quickly. And frankly, she might have been left with permanent damage.
I just realized I have this
Rover,
character with me.
Sanhua told me about your situation. I take it you'll be heading to Shuangfang Hold soon?
Yeah.
Do be extra cautious, Rover. Shuangfang Hold isn't just any military stronghold. It's the pinnacle of what automata mechanics as a field can achieve, today and for the foreseeable future.
Alright. Automata mechanics, advanced technologies beyond current knowledge.
It's the masterpiece of Mengzhou's sentinel, Xin. A mechanical city, built for the sole purpose of trapping and eliminating tacit discords to keep wider Mengzhou safe.
Ooh.
Shuangfang Hold has stood at the border between our two states for over 200 years now. Not a single incident in all that time. It's a living city in its own way that doesn't rely on people to run things. Instead, it uses creations called auto puppets to fight off TDs.
Auto puppets reminds me of that time when they were actually, where all the people, like the kids and all, were like puppets. I forgot the name. It's like Puppet Master or someone. That said,
In theory, Shuangfeng Hold is Mengzhou's most impenetrable fortress. And because of that exact reason, if something has gone wrong, the cause and the fallout are almost unimaginable.
yo, hiding observer, appreciate you joining the stream.
According to Chuxia, while Yang Yang was being surrounded by tacit discords, Shuangfeng Hold's gates opened for reasons unknown. And to ensure Chuxia's escape, Yang Yang went through that gate alone.
Alright, guys, that's time. Hold on. Let me get this here. There we go. That's time. Hands off, all distractions. Back to work. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and open my Visual Studio Code where I did add my encoding of UTF-8 ENCODING. Okay, and then I'm just gonna hit Control S to save the code. There we go. Let's hit Control and tilde now. I'm gonna start off by changing my directory. Let's change my directory to, let's say, something like Python _ files. There we go. What was that? Yo, hiding Longshore, appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, so basically I am following a Pomodoro method where I do study for 25 minutes and get a 5 minutes break, and after every 25 minutes of session I get a 15 minutes break. That said, I felt that was much more effective when it came to me, let's say, absorbing information, all that stuff, as opposed to just working for a long period of time, for example, an hour of streaming. But then I hardly understand much there because I feel my brain gets exhausted. By the way, this web scraper looks unique, almost like a game. No, that's not a web scraper. That's basically Wuthering Waves. I'm working on the web scraper here. That's me on my break playing Wuthering Waves. I get free content for my gaming channel too, by the way. I need to have some workout stuff too. Okay, that's it. Let's go ahead and first fact check where is my file gonna be created. It will be created in my Python files section. Therefore, I'm gonna go with something like py web _ scraper .py. There we go. Okay, now magically I should see a CSV file here. Books.csv is the file that I'm looking for. There we go. Perfect. And in my books.csv file, as a regular CSV file should, everything is separated by comma, titles, comma, prices, comma, ratings, a light in the attic, comma, 51.77, comma, 3. Perfect. I'm gonna go with Control A, Control C, grep plot out here and say, this is the contents inside of my .csv file. Okay, and then I'm gonna say, this is my code. Guys, I'm so excited to start math and machine learning, which I will be starting hopefully next stream if I was done with everything this stream, or my web scraper this stream. Okay, and then let's just go ahead and send it. Clean file, no index column, no encoding garbage. Header row correct, that's exactly what a proper CSV file export should look like. But don't just skim past it. Look close at your own output because there is something in there you didn't put there on purpose, and I want you to find it because I name it. Interesting. Look at these two lines specifically. The dirty secrets of getting your dream job. The Coming Women, a novel based on the life of the infamous feminist Victoria Woodhull. Why does the second title have quotation marks wrapped around it and the first one does not? Think about what a CSV file actually is. The name is literally telling you. Look at the title text itself for the answer. This isn't a bug, it's pandas being smart on your behalf, but you need to know why. Or the first time you see a quoted field in a real data, you'll think something broke. Okay, hold on, let me check that. I'm gonna go with something like CD. Just need to keep this permanently, this thing. Python _ files. And then we're gonna go with something like py web _ scraper .py. This shouldn't apparently create another file for me, right? Yep, we just have one CSV. Okay, so why does it do that actually? I thought there would have been quotes here. Let's go with something like, I don't know. Why did it do that? Huh. Is that a web scraper? Is what is web scraper? Is it just reading a CSV or data from a website? A web scraper is basically getting contents from a different website. For example, if I want to get specific titles from a website, I can go ahead and scrape that stuff from a website. If I want to get, let's say, the list of students in a website where the students are stored in a record, I can get access to those student records and all that stuff. However, scraping a website that does not really allow explicit scraping is not legal. Therefore, I am using um books2scrape.com. This website is specifically meant to be scraped by let's say beginning programmers who want to learn how to scrape, if that makes any sense. That said, no penalty for knowing this one's genuinely not obvious until someone points at it. Let's not reason out and let's reason it out instead of me just telling you. CSV stands for comma separated values. That's the entire format. One comma means this field ends here. Next field starts. That's how Excel, Pandas, or anything else reads. Oh. Wait, I did not read all your messages because I wanted to take a quick guess as to why it was in quotes. Because the title consisted of a comma in it. So, if a title has comma in it, then Pandas automatically converts it to quote. Nice, I want to learn it too. It's a nice skill. Actually, it's really easy as well, to be honest. There wasn't anything merely hard. All you need to learn about is Beautiful Soup 4 and the requests model, where you go with something like URL and add your actual URL for the website. And then responses, you go with the requests.the_get method for URL. Okay. Response is a variable that I create. Request is the module that I imported. Get is a requests method which can go ahead and get me access to all the contents inside of my URL here. And then I set my response on encoding to UTF-8 because that is a much more advanced encoder. And then what the .text does is that it gives me access to all the raw text or all the... Should I see files? Hold on, let me just go to this URL. It's going to be so much easier. Give me a sec. Let me just copy this. Okay, so what the .text method actually does is that if I were to right click here and go to view page sources, it gives me access to all this raw source code. Later, it's my job to use explicit methods such as, let's say, soup.find_all. I want to find all the contents or all the occurrence of the p tag inside of that source code. From that p tag, I want to explicitly find a class called star rating, which consists of all my stars in it, which could be 1 star, 4 star, 5 star, if that makes any sense. Then I store them in a list and then I just filter them through a for loop and just append the numbers. That's pretty much it for that. Can you see 3 HTML code too? I think the code is HTML. Can you scrape video files too? Actually, I think we could if the video file can be converted into, what's it called? Transcripts, video transcripts. But yeah, I don't think it's impossible. I just don't know much about it for the time being. Once I do know, I will be uploading tutorial videos, which I absolutely love to, but cannot because of the lack of skills. That's it. That's the correct answer. Your own guess before I even finish laying it out. That's real pattern recognition. You looked at the actual data instead of waiting to be told. A good instinct. Now finish the reasoning. You're most of the way there already. Wide and sharp objects, comma 47.87, comma 4, or Olio, comma 23.88, comma 1 get wrapped in quotes. because the comma there is valid and required. Hmm. Uh, to separate a list or to separate data. However, the commas in specific. Okay, however, the commas in specific data gets quotes in order to avoid confusion for which quote or which comma is to separate and which is for the data itself. Okay, my wording is awful. However, I understand it. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and send it. And guys, ignore my typo there. Your wording is an awful. Strip all the typos, and oh god, and it's exactly right. The comma sharp object are the real field separators, so they need to stay bare. Only commas that are a part of the actual data get wrapped in quotes, so a CSV reader can tell this comma is structural from this comma is just text. That's the full mechanism. Now you understand why CSV quote files, not memorized, are reasoned out from your own data. Hey, that'll save you real confusion later when you read something else, someone else's messy CSV and see quotes scattered across and used to think it meant something was broken. Okay, there we are. Data frame built, saved to a real CSV, verified by I. That's the clean the data, and have the store the data piece from project 1 done for page 1. 2 things left on the board from last session. Pagination. Right now you've only scraped page 1, 20 books. The site has many more pages. PostgreSQL storage. The CSV is a nice checkpoint, but the actual roadmap goal is the database via SQL Alchemy. I want to tackle pagination next since it comes before the data frame step logically in a real pipeline. Scrape everything first, then clean/store once. But your code right now cleans as it goes per page. That's a design decision we'll need to make together in a minute. Before that, quick gut check. Do you know off the top of your head how books.toscrape.com's URL change when you go from page 1 to page 2? Not asking to guess syntax. I do not know. Do you know how to reprocess image, audio, and video data, only text data? For the time being, it's only text data. However, later on in the roadmap, I will be working with, let's say, I'm pretty sure image. I need to fact check on the audio and video data, but I will be working on images because when working with, let's say, agentic AIs, there are, let's say, different things. I forgot the factors where one of them can actually visualize data and see data, and the AI agent that replaces certain parts of an object or a image with something else. For example, I take a picture of me being at my house. I could say AI to Photoshop that and add a picture of me in front of, let's say, space or in front of an ocean. It's gonna do that. So those are these scanning stuffs. I forgot the name of the AI that does that, but I need to check if I will be working with that, but with the video logic. That was the worst way I could have phrased anything. Again, in case you guys think my phrasing is kind of wrong, it's because I just came from college. I am kind of exhausted when it comes to talking. I feel really brave drinking water right beside my PC. Okay, good. That means this is genuinely unseen ground, so no prediction step here. We just go look at the real thing together first. Guessing an unfamiliar URL structure would just be trivia guessing, not real reasoning. Your task? Open your browser, go to books2scrape.com and manually click the next button at the top of the page to go from page 1 to page 2. Then look at your browser's address, send me back exactly the URL that you see. Luckily for me, I was already here. Wow, there are 50 pages. I'm gonna copy that. I'm here, awake. Foolproof preserving a guide. Aladdin and his wonderful lamp. Black dust. Guys, these book names are kind of fun. I need to stop getting distracted. Okay, let's see. Good, real data, straight from the source. Now let's actually reason about it instead of me just handing you the pattern. You started at https://books.2scrape.com and landed on https://books2scrape.com/catalog/page-2.html. Two things changed. A catalog slash folder appeared and page-2.html shows up in the end. Your task, go click next one more time to page 3 and tell me the URL. I want you to confirm the pattern yourself with a second data point before we treat it as a reliable. One example could be a coincidence. 2 confirms a rule, right? My god, these books are so expensive. Okay, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and copy this. Warning, this is a demo for web scraping purposes. Prices and ratings here were randomly assigned and have no real meaning. You guys see, this is absolutely legal as well. Good consistency. I appreciate you, long story. That actually means the world to me, guys. Okay, let's paste this. So, catalog slash page-3.html is the pattern here. Confirm that's a real pattern now, not a guess. Page-2.html, page-3.html. Only the number changes, everything else is fixed. https://books2scrape.com/catalog/page-number.html. So here's the reasoning you can do now yourself. If the excuse me, guys, if the URL just increments a number and you already know how to loop through numbers in Python, what tool would you use to reach for to generate 2, 3, 4, 5 and plug each one into that URL pattern? You've used it plenty in DSA and in earlier sessions. Range. Range in a for loop. Okay, and then let's go ahead and send it. Correct range in a for loop, exactly the tool you didn't need. You didn't need it explained. You pattern matched it straight from your stuff you already know. Guys, you'll see this is the prerequisites that I meant when I worked with the previous topic. Now it feels so much easier to work on new topics. Now, before I hand you syntax, here's a real design problem we need to solve together because it changes how the rest of your code is structured. Here's the situation. Your current code does everything against one soup object, built from one response, from one URL. If we were now going to loop through multiple pages, each page needs its own request.get and its own beautiful soup function call. Page 2's HTML is completely different from page 1's HTML, sitting in a totally different response. That means the block of every code you already have, get prices, get titles, get ratings, can't just run once anymore. It needs to run per page, accumulating results across all pages, not just page 1's 20 books. Question for you, no code yet. Just reasoning, given that clean_prices, clean_titles, and final_clean_ratings currently get created fresh in the list every time your script runs. Runs once. If we loop over multiple pages, where should the 3 empty lists live inside the page loop or outside? Created just once before the loop starts. Think about what happens to a list if you reset every single loop iteration. It needs to be outside the loop. Correct, and tell me why, in your own words. You've got the right answer. I want to hear the reasoning behind it, not just the conclusion. Because if it remains inside, it remains inside a loop, then it would reset every iteration. However, if it was not, if it was not inside a loop, then it would keep accumulating every iteration. Oh god, there we go, and then let's just go ahead and send it real quick. Exactly right, create the list once outside the loop so .append keeps adding the same list across every page instead of wiping it back to an empty square bracket and starting over each time. That's the accumulator pattern, and you now understand why it works, not just what it does. Here's the real shape of what we're building. Right now, your code is a straight line. Get page, extract, clean, build data. We're about to wrap the get page, extract part in a loop. So it repeats for page 1 through however many exist, all feeding into the same 3 accumulator list, and the data frame / CSV steps stay outside the loop running once at the very end of the fully collected data. One more real question before you touch code: how many total pages does the books.toscrape.com actually have? You don't need to guess, you can find this out directly. Either scroll to the very bottom of the page browser for a page count, or just keep clicking next until it disappears. It has 50 pages. Yeah, I remember that part. Let me show it to you guys. 50 pages. 50 pages confirmed, a real number, not assumed. That means because now range. Lighting is getting in my nerve now. Can my charger not stay up? Should I like keep it under heavy pressure? Now it's not moving. Now, correct bound instead of a guess that might cut your data short or run past the last real page and crash. Now think about range specifically. You know it from DSA, data structures and algorithms. Range 1 through 51 would give you 1, 2, 3 all the way to 50 because the last number or the end is exclusive. The ending number is exclusive. It's not included. But here's the trap. Is page 1 the same URL pattern as page 2 through 50 or different? Look back at what you observed. Your URL variable right now is https :// no catalog / page -1.html anywhere, but page 2 was https yada yada catalog page 2.html. Question: if you tried to load https catalog page 1 directly in your browser, do you think it would actually work or error out? You would have a real way to check this instead of guessing. Go type that exact URL. I was gonna, just because I know what's gonna happen, but I guess I'll type it. I forgot my URL. Hold on. Yeah, because who would type a URL out? In a pair of quotes. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hit Control S to save the code, and then let's just go ahead and run our command. I'm gonna go ahead and let's say copy my pweb scraper. Here's the thing, what I'm predicting. I predict that it will be working, but I won't be getting my first page. It worked. I thought that it would work, but I wouldn't get my first. Okay, hold on. Let me grab Claude here real quick. Oh, wow. It gave me the same exact output. I thought that it would work. Hold on. I thought that it would work. However, I would not get access to my. Alright, guys, time's up. Hands off, hands off. Anything that's not distracting.
Meaning, Yang Yang should still be inside.
Back to doing the distracting stuff.
After I joined Huashu Academy, I submitted several requests to Mangzhou to research the technological principles underlying Shuangfang Hold, but they were all rejected. So I'm afraid I don't know much more about what's actually in there. Sorry I can't be of more help in that regard. That said, while digging through old archives here at the Academy, I did stumble upon a report about Shuangfang. The contents were vague, frustratingly so. But there was a clue. Not sure if it'll help, but over 200 years ago, when Shuangfang Hold was first being built, aside from Xin and the forces of Mangzhou, there was another group that left their mark there.
And they were
The Court of Savante.
the Court of Savante.
Shuangfang Hold has a long, long history. And that comes with a tangled web of events, each one tied to the next. I could elaborate, but I suspect you'd rather be on your way.
This is good enough for now. Yes, finding Yang Yang is the priority. I'd go with this.
Leave Chixia to us. Huashu Academy will take good care of her.
Alright. Okay, let's go, let's go. So, optional, listen to the researcher. This conversations, leave Huangshu Academy.
Oh,
I'm gonna leave.
I sure hope Yang Yang's alright.
Soul 3, third planet sun, chaos, okay. I wonder if there's like a
Oh, all right. Settle down, Dumpling.
who names their bird Dumpling?
Dumpling?
Exactly.
Ah, there you are. Pay no mind. I've had this silly bird for years. Dumpling's her name.
Look, Dumpling is a pretty cool name to be honest.
She's right now. Probably because she didn't get to see Yang Yang.
My bad. What she said is she's in a bit of a mood right now, probably because she did not get to see Yang Yang.
They were thick as thieves back home. There was this one time when Yang Yang... Sorry. This isn't really the best time to reminisce.
What were you thinking just now?
Did you guys know that Wuthering Waves is gonna get an a anime, and I think they're gonna collab with Sword Art Online as well.
Oh, nothing. Just an old memory. I was thinking about the day Yang Yang told Mother and me she was leaving for Jinzhou. I told her that if she'd found her path, then she needn't worry about anything else. Just take that step and go. Only I wasn't being entirely honest with her.
That shows how much you love her. It's only natural to feel this way.
Before coming to Jinzhou, I'll admit I was a little nervous. After so many years apart, I wasn't sure we'd still be the same people we remembered. I never imagined.
Yang Yang said the same thing to me.
Oh, did she now?
You two are a lot alike, you know.
Are we? In some ways, perhaps. In others,
Alright.
not so much.
Alright, time's up. Hands off anything that's distracting. Back to work. Let's get this up here. There we go. Okay, so, oh wow. It gave me the exact output. I thought that it would work. However, I would not get access to my first page. The URL. But I was wrong. And I know why. It makes sense. Okay, and then let's go ahead and send it. And I'm gonna go ahead and let's say hydrate my lips out real quick. Hold on, that output came from your old web scraper. This one's still using URL. Oh wait, what? Did I not save my code? Could I have made that silly mistake? No. No, I did save it. I get the same exact output. Where does it say? No, it is the same. Wait. The output looks same. However, the URL is different. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say send Claude my code real quick. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab Claude back here, then we're gonna go ahead and paste it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and send it. Stop, hold on, before we go further. Look at line 5, you just sent me URL, that syntax has no quotation. Aww. I had the quotation, okay? I hit Control Z by mistake right now. Control A, Control C, Control S. Don't mind that, don't mind that. I'm gonna edit this like nothing ever happened. No one's got a snitch. There we go, let's go ahead and send it. Fair enough, this is actually a valid test, just done through code instead of the browser. Same result either way, the URL loaded successfully and returned the exact same 20 books as the homepage. So, what does that tell you? https://books2scrape.com and https://books2scrape.com catalog are the same page, the homepage, just doesn't bother showing page-1.html in the URL bar. That's a common pattern on real sites. Page 1 is often the default and gets a shorter URL, but the numbered version works fine too. Why this matters for you? It means you do not need special case logic for your page 1 versus every other page you don't need, and if page equals to 1, use this URL, else use that URL. Every single page 1 through 50 follows the exact same pattern. One consistent URL template, one loop, no exceptions. That's real simplification you just earned by testing it instead of assuming it. Now, actual reasoning question. Given range 1 through 50 produces 1, 2, 3, yada yada till 50. And Python lets you build string with an f string like page-some number.html. How do you write the full URL for a given page number inside a loop using an f string? Try writing that one line URL constructor before we assemble the whole loop. Okay, so instead of going with this, what I would have done is, well, I mean, of course, not here. But I will be adding that somewhere down. I'm gonna copy this URL. Okay, I'm gonna go here. And then I'm gonna type something like, for every page in range. My range is gonna be from, it's gonna start at 1 all the way through 51. I want to go ahead and do something. I want to go ahead and add an F string, right? So I need a URL. URL equals to there we go. That's my URL. While the page number here being, nope, being curly braces page. Alright, I don't need to increment my page by 1 every single time because I believe that range is going to sort of increment it on its own. Oh yeah, it will. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and get rep clutter here. No, not the whole thing, just this. Okay, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and paste it. Close real progress on the F string mechanics, but check your own output against what you actually confirmed a minute ago. What did you observe the real output was? You told me yourself, HTTPS, yada yada, and page 3.html. Huh. Look at your line again. https://books.toscrape.com/catalog/page.html. If page 2 is 2 that builds ... catalog, you drop the word page. That's actually the parts of the file name. Small thing, but this is exactly the kind of bug that would silently say 404 for every single page, and you got empty lists with no crash to warn you. Same category as your earlier silent bug. Go back and fix that one line so it matches the real pattern you observed. Okay, I forgot the freaking catalog. I will be copying the spelling because, you know. No, I did add catalog. Wait. What am I missing? Hold on. Look at your line again. That builds catalog. You dropped the word. What? Okay, you told me yourself https://books.toscrape.com/catalog/ Oh. My bad. I did not follow the naming convention there. I don't need to send the whole code for that. A block is fine. While that block is being registered, I'm gonna hit Control S to save the code and move on back to Claude. Correct this file, this URL when page is 2. That exactly builds that, matching what you observed in your browser. No more guessing, verified against real data. That catch a second ago dropping page is worth remembering. It's the proof that even a URL pattern that looks simple can hide a small omission that breaks everything silently. Good that you didn't wave it off. Now we assemble the real thing. You've got all pieces on the table individually. The range 1 through 51 loop, the correct F string, URL per page, the accumulator list that needs to live outside the loop, the existing exact -and -clean block, price, titles, ratings that needs to run inside the loop once per page. Your task? Rewrite your full script. Move clean_prices, clean_titles, clean_ratings. 51, loop in, and inside it, build the URL, do the request.get, plus the beautiful soup for that page's response/soup, then run your existing exact clean logic and the page's soup. append into the same outer accumulator list the data frame build. The .csv stays outside the loop. Okay, that does make sense. Shouldn't be that hard, right? I'm gonna copy that loop. That URL is gonna be a URL inside this. Request get inside, request goes inside the loop, soup goes inside the loop, this goes in the loop, that goes in the loop, everything here goes in the loop. Loop, loop, loop. Data remains outside the loop. Data frame remains inside the loop. And then I'm gonna hit Control S to save the code. I'm gonna go with backslash. Now we're gonna change our directory, so I'm gonna go with something like Python _files. Okay, and then let's go with something like py web _ scraper .py. Let's give it a minute. Alright, I did not literally mean a minute, but... Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, all it needed was a minute. The data frame consists of one freak of a thing in it. Let me open my books.csv file. Oh wow, there's like a bunch of topics in this. I'm gonna copy that stuff. I wonder. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back here. We're gonna go to our web scraper, Control A, Control C. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna go here and say, It is hard to say if the new books got added. Matter of fact, I do not think all 50 books were added. It just looks so less. Alright, and then let's just go ahead and send it. Stop, you already sensed it, and you're right to be suspicious. Good instinct catching that before just accepting the output. Let's actually diagnose it instead of guessing. Look at your CSV count, the rows, 20 titles, not 1,000. 50 times 20? 20 exactly the same count as a single page. Now go outside what you just established a minute ago. The accumulator list needs to... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My bad. Stuff's gonna accumulate here. A list that I'm gonna need. Second list that I'm gonna need. Third list that I'm gonna need. Control S. Let's copy my py web _ scraper.py, paste it here. Okay, this is gonna take a minute, so I'm just gonna go ahead and scroll through my phone. There is nothing to scroll on. I'm just gonna wait here. So, how's you guys' day going? Oh wow. Value adder arrays must be of the same length. Okay, I know why we get this error. Uh-oh. I forgot to delete that. Clean ratings, in my opinion, is gonna be going outside. I'm gonna copy that. Okay, now it should work. There we go. Okay, that should work now. 1,000 places to see before you die. Wow. Got cool books. I can just play Wuthering Waves while this is loading, but I'm not gonna do that. We get a value error. All arrays must be of the same length. Soup is correct. Line 52. Interesting. This is a messy thing to do. We have our URL as an iteration. Soup equals to beautiful soup response.text HTML parser. All prices equals to soup.find underscore all. B class underscore equals to price underscore color. For price in all prices, clean price dot append. I want to append that stuff. All underscore tags dot soup underscore all h3. Those are all my tags. Clean underscore titles dot append. Tag for tag in tag. Tag dot find a title. All ratings equals to soup.find underscore all. For rating in all ratings, clean underscore ratings dot append rating class 1. For ratings and ratings, final clean rating. I get value error even though I feel everything is correct here. Actually says inside the for page and range. Look at your own code. Actually sitting inside it. Check the indentation yourself and tell me what you see. This is exactly the same bug we reasoned through. I get a value error now. I wonder why I get a value error. Good fix on the for accumulator list. That part's exactly right, but you've hit a real meaningful bug, and I want you to find it yourself. Look at this block very carefully, specifically the last loop. If rating in word underscore 2 underscore num underscore dick. Question, is this loop indented inside your for page? Is it not? Please tell me it is. Come on. Everything is indented. It is. Or outside it, and does that match what you actually want? No, 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 no. This needs to be outside because we're iterating over our list. I cannot iterate over my list one for incrementation. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay, then let's send it. This is gonna take a while, but then it's gonna be fine because it's 1,000. It's 1,000 words. I mean 1,000 files, which is going to be added to my books.csv. Alright, it did not print me all 1,000 outputs. It rows multiplied by 3 columns. Now do we have 1,000? Indeed, we do have 1,000 lines. Wow, every book. It worked! Exclamation. And that was an awful mistake. I should have paid more attention. Is paid like not being paid attention? Here's my code. And I will not send you the CSV file because it is just too long. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go back out here, and then we're gonna go ahead and go with Control-A, Control-C, copy that, and then we're gonna go with Shift-Tab, paste it, and then let's just go ahead and send it. 1,000 rows, 50 pages by 2. That's a real number. That's every single book on the entire scraped clean and assembled into one table. Real accomplishments. Sit with that for a second. Now you said I should have paid more attention, yada yada, and I want to push back on that a little because I don't think that's the real lesson here. You did pay, not paid. Same thing, to be honest. You did pay attention, and the one said something looks off. I don't think all 50 pages came through before I even confirmed it. The instinct was correct, and it was yours, the actual fix, moving that last loop outside the page loop entirely, running once at the end of the fully collected clean underscore ratings. That was the right move too. Here's the part I want you to actually understand. Not just fix. What you had before was a nested timing bug, not a logic bug. Your word to number conversion loop was running 50 times, once per page iteration, instead of once at the end. Each time it ran mid-loop, it was reprocessing and every growing clean underscore ratings list from scratch, appending duplicates into final underscore clean underscore ratings every single pass. That's why you got a value mismatch. Final underscore clean underscore rating was growing much faster than the other two lists, out of sync with them. One quick check. Does your current code, the one that produced 1,000 rows, still have word to number dict defined inside the 2-page loop? Or did you also move that out? That was always out. Look at your indentation again. I see it sitting inside for page and range, and 51 you pasted it. It's not broken. Dictionaries don't accumulate, so refining it 50 times causes no bug, but it's just wasteful. Why would recreating the same dictionary 50 times be pointless, even though it doesn't break anything? We create an already created dictionary 50 times, which takes precious time and resources. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and let's say send it. Exactly right, it's not a bug. Therefore, we're gonna get this outside. And then I'm gonna hit Control S. It's not a bug, the dictionary still ends up identical every time, but it's 50 unnecessary recreations, okay? Big picture, look at what's actually done. All 1,000 books. One thing left on the whole project, storing this file into PostgreSQL via SQL Alchemy, the piece that makes this a real automated pipeline instead of just CSV sitting on your machine. That's a meaningful sized new topic, connecting pandas to a live database. You want to push into this thing, or it's a natural stopping point for today's session? I want to push. Are you kidding me? Hell yeah, let's push. Let's go. This is the last real piece of project 1 before I hand you anything. Same rule as always. You've built something in model. You've already built real SQL Alchemy models. This curriculum, students, courses, and enrollments back in phase 1, but pandas writing directly to a SQL database is different tool than ORM model building you did before. It's a specific pandas method, not raw SQL Alchemy syntax. Honest check, have you ever used pandas methods for writing data frames straight into SQL? No, I have not. Good, clean answers. So we build this from zero, no assumptions. Here's the concept first before any syntax. You already have two separate things in your world right now: a data frame df, your 1,000 books sitting in Python's memory, a PostgreSQL database, my database, sitting on your machine. All right, guys, hands off everything. Time's up. That's it. Hands off, anything that's not distracting. Back to what we
She's
wait.
determined. She's never wavered or doubted her own choices.
My. You seem to know Yang Yang rather well.
That fan looks awesome. The hell?
My journey didn't really start until I met Yang Yang. No matter how far I've come, no matter how many places I've traveled, meeting her will always be my starting line.
Yo, how do you Salam? Appreciate you joining the stream.
So whether it's for everyone who cares about her, or for myself, I will find her.
Or is it
And I'll
A
bring her
underscore
back.
Salam? Okay. Our storyline's over.
Well
or-
then. Shall we be on our way?
It's basically an anime.
To reach Xuanfang from Jinzhou, we'll need to cross through the Dreaming Cavern, north of the Gorges of Spirits. Since you've never been, I'll lead the way.
Alright. Go ahead. Fast travel, hell yeah. Oh wow. Dreaming Cavern. I wanna find monsters. Head to Mingdo Land. Okay, I'm fine. No?
So, you and Jinchi, what was that about?
Oh, just a little exchange of intelligence. It
Investigate
took
the
some
traces.
persuading,
Damn good.
but she did eventually agree to grant me access. Other than that, we talked about you.
Me?
Well, we may share the same goal, but I still need to know whether the person I'm traveling with is someone I can...
These traces. Yang Yang and Chisya must have left them when they fought.
They did
Yes,
fight here.
but no signs of TDs now.
The mountain gate is just ahead.
What's going on here? Basically, I am working on a Pomodoro, which is a 25 to 5 minutes break sessions where I was just done with my 25 minutes of programming. I'm taking a quick little break here. Break is gonna get over within 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Guys, Wuthering Waves is the coolest thing ever when it comes to the animation. Genshin 2, same with Honkai Star Rails. I haven't played them, but then, you know, they all look insane.
Let's press on.
Alright.
So, that's Xuanfeng Hold.
It does look rather magnificent from here.
I'm gonna switch to my companion. Damn, that looks peak. What's the name of the game? It's Wuthering Waves. You can also type it by saying Bua, which is W-U-W-A or W-U-T-H-E-R-I-N-G, and then Waves, W-A-V-E-S. This is insane.
Only it's hard to tell if anything's wrong from this distance.
Which means we need to be even more careful.
New trophy, the win before the storm.
So far, so good.
Alright, that's it, that's it. Hands off all distractions. Back to work, back to work. Get this stuff here again. That said, a good, clean answer. So we build this from zero, no assumptions. Here's the concept first. Before any syntax, you already have two separate things sitting in your world right now. A data frame, df, your 1,000 books. Sitting in Python's memory, a PostgreSQL database, my database, sitting on your machine, the one you built students / courses / enrollments in during phase 1. Right now, those two things have zero connections. Pandas gives you a bridge method, .to_SQL, a method that lives on data frame, same family as .to_CSV. Instead of writing a file, it writes straight into a database table. But there's a catch. .to_CSV didn't have .to_CSV. What? Only needed, didn't have .to_CSV, only needed a file name. .to_SQL needs to know which database and how to talk to it. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's where SQL Alchemy comes back in. Specifically, it needs something called an engine. I do remember creating and working with engines in SQL Alchemy. You actually built one of these in phase 1 when you first connected to PostgreSQL. So this part isn't fully new. Just resurfacing. Quick check before I go further. Do you remember what an SQL Alchemy's engine actually is / does from phase 1? Not the exact code, not the concept. In your own words, if it's fuzzy, say so, I'll rebuild it. I need a refresher. I do remember it, but not well enough to explain it. Okay, and then let's just go ahead and send it. Fair, let's rebuild it solid instead of running on a fuzzy memory. What an engine actually is, think of it as the translator and connection manager between your Python code and the actual PostgreSQL database running on your machine. Python does not speak PostgreSQL natively. The engine is the object that knows how to open a connection. Where to find the database, host, port, database name, credentials, and how to translate SQL Alchemy / Python call into real SQL commands the database understands. What an engine actually is. Think of it as the translator and connection manager between your Python code and actual PostgreSQL database running on your machine. Python doesn't speak PostgreSQL natively. The engine is the object that knows how to open a connection, where to find database. The engine is an object that knows how to open it. Oh, I see. Okay. Where to find the database. It creates a bridge, basically. You don't use it to run queries directly most of the time. It's more like the doorway. Other tools like .to_SQL takes the engine as an argument and uses it to actually walk through that doorway and talk to the database. The way you build this is with create_engine, and it takes a connection string, a specific formatted string containing every PostgreSQL needs to know, containing everything PostgreSQL needs to know. What type of database username, password, host, port, and database name the shape looks like. So from SQL Alchemy, I want to import create_engine. That is a function that I'm importing. Engine equals to create_engine PostgreSQL :/ username, my actual password, at host, port, / database_name. For your specific phase 1 setup, PostgreSQL on port 5432, super user Postgres, data Postgres database, my database, that string would follow the same shape, just filled in with your real values. Real security question, not um rhetorical. Security 3 rule is active here. Never show real database password in chat or stream. So before I ask you to write this line, do you already have a real password stored somewhere safe in your code? Environment variable.env. Okay. I remember the password. However, I will mostly use a placeholder, and only when I need to run the program, I will add my password and hide my screen. There we go, and then let's go ahead and send it. That works, and that's the right instinct. Give it security 3, keep the password off screen entirely. Use a placeholder here in the chat, swap it in privately when you actually run it. Okay, one thing worth flagging though, since we're back in building a real engine territory, hard coding a password directly into a connection, even briefly, even swapped in only when running, isn't the long-term move you want. It's fine as a right now shortcut to keep moving, but it means your real password sits in plain text in a PY file that could end up committed to Git without you noticing. You already have git/github in your workflow. That's a real risk, not a hypothetical one. The proper long-term fix is an environment variable or a .env file, something you may have touched briefly in phase 1 tooling. The password never appears in the actual script at all. We don't have to build that right now. If you want to keep momentum towards finishing project 1 today, placeholder -and -swap is a legitimate way to get .sql working and verify it first, but I want it on your radar as before this touches GitHub fix, not a permanent pattern. Your call. Want to keep a simple placeholder for today and harden it later, or handle the environment variable properly right now before writing the engine line. We could. Will we work with that later in the upcoming phases? Or that whenever is it that I want to commit my work to Git or GitHub, I will we can change that. And whenever I ask you for a transfer prompt, you can add that detail as well. Not now though. Later when I ask for it. For now, we can work with placeholders. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and let's say send it. Good call. That's a real prioritization, not avoidance. You're not skipping it, you're sequencing it correctly. Get to .sql _working verified, harden it. Placeholder it is. Here's the shape filled in with your known real values except the password. From SQL Alchemy, import create _ engine. Engine equal to create _ engine, Postgres, yada yada. Note, localhost, that's a real standard placeholder for the database. For the database on the same machine, which matches your phase 1 setup, PostgreSQL running locally, not on a remote server. Your task, add that create _ engine line to your script. With your real password swapped in privately when you run it, hidden from screen/stream as planned, import create _ engine from SQL Alchemy. Don't call dot 2_SQL yet. Just build the engine and confirm it doesn't error out. A good sanity check without exposing anything after creating it. Try printing engine itself. It'll print back a sanitized version of the connection info. SQL Alchemy hides the password automatically in that output so you can confirm it bit correctly without ever showing off the real credentials. Create engine, then this is the part that's kind of tricky. PostgreSQL. No, it's my what's the name is that? I forgot. My local, okay. PostgreSQL :/ my user's name, because my database is stored as Postgres password at localhost, and then that's my port, that's my database. Should not be that hard. Therefore, I'm gonna go ahead and build it. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say import something from my database and from SQL Alchemy. From SQL Alchemy, I want to go ahead and let's say import create_engine. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and create an engine's variable that is going to be equal to, I'm gonna go ahead and use my create_engines function. Okay, which is gonna be having a memory, a URL, not URL, what's it called? It's an address, PostgreSQL. And then I'm gonna go with something like : // We're gonna go with something like Postgres, which is my user. And then I'm gonna go with something like : / my password. And then I'm gonna go with something like at localhost. Okay, and then I'm gonna go with something like my port, which is 5432. After this, I wonder, do I need to go with another colon? Nope. As predicted, we just go with a / my database. Okay, and then I'm gonna just hit Control S to save the code. And all we can do right now is print my engine. Okay, but here's the thing, my password is incorrect. Therefore, I'm gonna move you guys to my main camera. In my main camera, I'm gonna change my password to be... almost said it. All right, that's password. Control S, and then I'm gonna go with tilde. We're gonna change this to Python_files. Okay, and then I'm gonna change this to py web_scraper.py, and then I'm gonna run it. While this is running, I'm just gonna go back to my main camera because I want to change my password as placeholder to password. Okay, and then let's hit Control S to save the code. I'm gonna grab you guys back to my gameplay screen. Oh wow, this is still running. Engine, Postgres, password, yada yada. Okay, I'm gonna copy this. And then we're gonna grab CloudArcher, we're gonna paste it, we're gonna go with Shift Enter, we're gonna go here, Control A, Control C. Okay, and then let me say, I had my actual password when I ran it. However, I changed it before I sent it to you. Okay, and then let's send it. Good engine build, sanitized print confirms PostgreSQL password never actually shown to me. That security 3 rule handled correctly. One will think to flag in what you pasted though. Look closely at this line. That's not just the password swap, that's the entire : / in there should be. There shouldn't be Postgres : password. Oh, okay. So PostgreSQL, and then it's just my password. There we go. Oh wow, that still ran. Since it clearly ran successfully against your real database, the print output proves the connection built fine. I'm confident it's just a placeholder. Edit slip up when you sanitized it for me, not you ran it. Okay, can you confirm it was real line? Okay, the semicolon. Confirm correct single colon pattern matches that stuff. Now the actual right step. This is where .2SQL comes in, the method that takes your data frame and pushes it into a real PostgreSQL table using that engine as the connection. Here's the syntax piece by piece, since every parameter here matters and none of them are guessable. df.to_SQL books engine if underscore exists replace index equals to false. Books is my CSV file. Engine is my engine. Okay, books, the table name. Wait, it's the table name. It's not my CSV. Are you kidding me? This is new. It doesn't have to exist. .to_SQL will create the table for you automatically. Inferring column types for your data frames is data. Floats becomes PostgreSQL floats. Ints become ints. Strings become text. That's genuinely powerful, though manual create underscore table needed. Engine the connection doorway you just built. If underscore exist equals to replace. This one's critical to understand and not just copy. It tells pandas what to do if a table named books already exists in the database. Replace means drop the old table entirely and rebuild it fresh from this data frame. The alternatives are fail, error out, project exiting data, and append add these rows on top of whatever's already there. For a first run and testing, replaces the safe, predictable choice. Every run gives you a clean, correct table instead of duplicating data on top of a previous test run. Index equals to false. Same reasoning as .2CSV, don't write pandas auto-generated row index as its own database column. It's not real data. Before you run this, one honest gut check, not a trick question. Do you already have a table named book sitting in my database from any earlier testing in phase 1? If you're not sure, that's fine. I want you to think about if exist replaces real consequences. Deleting an existing book table before you run it, not after. I do not have one. Okay, and then let's just go ahead and send it. Good, clean slate, no risk from. If underscore exists equals replace on this one first. .2_SQL call will just create the table fresh. Your task, add the .2_SQL line to your script. After your df.to_CSV line is fine, don't need to replace it, both can coexist, run it. Then to actually verify it landed in PostgreSQL, not just trust that it ran without erroring. I want you to check the real database directly. You've done this before in phase 1, open a PSQL session or however you connected before against my database and run a real SQL query to confirm the books table exists and it has right counted rows, something like select count from books. All right, so first things first, I'm going to go ahead and convert this to MySQL. So we're going to go with something like data frame.to_SQL, which requires my table name that is going to be books. This, it creates it. And then we're going to be requiring my engine, which is my path, and then it's going to be requiring something replace. I forgot the syntax there. If underscore exists. So I'm going to go with if underscore ex is going to be, if it exists, I want to go ahead and replace it. REPLACE. And then we're going to go with something like, I don't know, index, INDEX, which is going to be equal to false. I do not want it to explicitly add indexes here. Once I'm done with that, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and just hit Ctrl S to save the code. You guys are gonna go back to my gameplays, my main camera, while I add my actual password. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab you guys back to my gameplay screen. There we go. There we go. Now, I'm gonna hit Control S to save the code, and then we're gonna copy our pywebscraper.py. Paste it here. Run this stuff up. Give it a hot minute. Okay, when I said give it a hot minute, I didn't want to jinx it, but I guess it's taking a while. I'll just wait. I don't got anything else to do. I'm a free guy. God. There we go. So apparently it ran without any kind of problems, which means it's executed. Now we're gonna go ahead and load into our PSQL. I'm gonna exit this. I'm gonna go with tilde. I'm gonna move on back to my main camera just so I can remove my password and add it to my placeholder again. And then I'm gonna go back to my gameplay screen. Now I'm gonna go with something like PSQL -u Postgres. And then I'm gonna add my password, and then after I'm done with my password, I'm gonna go with something like \c my database. You are now connected to my database as a user of Postgres. I want to run a command. I'm gonna go with something like select asterisk from my books, ending with a semicolon. It couldn't have been even it couldn't have been any more perfect. What the hell? Oh wait, never mind. Wait, more. Oh. It couldn't have been better. Let me copy that. I'm gonna go ahead and paste it here. I'm gonna go with Shift Enter. That is so freaking organized. And then I'm gonna hit Enter. That's it. Top real data sitting in a real book table in PostgreSQL. That's the entire pipeline working end to end, confirmed with the actual select asterisk from book query, not just trusting the script crash. Rows are landing correctly, okay? Before we celebrate that, I need you to look at your own connection string again. Your real password is sitting in that line in plain text. Okay. Oh, wow. Hold on, let me just go ahead and move on back to my main camera. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. There we go. Wait, what did I even change? Oh, that was the port number. There we go. And then I'm gonna go back here. Let's go back to my gameplay screen. And then we're gonna paste it in and say, oops. Oops. Good password position fixed. Port back to this thing. Assuming that's handled, let's step back. Scraped all 1000 books all across 50 pages of a real site via range-driven pagination, assemble, culture and accumulation. That's Project 1 roadmap complete. Build a fully automated web scraper that runs daily, cleans the data running, and stores it in a PostgreSQL database. The run daily part, scheduling, okay, is really the one piece not touched yet. Worth a note for a next time, not something to rush right now. Okay, given where we are, is this a good stopping point for today, or do you want to push into scheduling, set automation as the final capstone of Project 1? Wait, is that necessary, question mark? Like, I thought Project 1 is over now, and that we are moving to phase 2. Interesting. Let me check if OBS is good. Alright, it is. Fair question. I don't mind either regardless, to be honest. You're right to push back. Let's be straight about it. The exact wording that, okay, the stores PostgreSQL. Runs daily pieces literally in the project description. But here's the honest call, not just for me enforcing the letter. Runs daily is a really scheduling problem, not a daily engineering problem. It's like Windows Task Scheduler, okay? Given the basic psychology you stated yourself for exposure rule, don't get stuck on polishing. I think it's as far to treat as core pipeline, script, clean, store. As to real meat of project 1, okay, your call, which one? Log it, known gap into phase 2. Okay, we can work on it when it is time. And alright guys, that's time, when it is the right time. Alright guys, hands up anything that's not distracting. Oh god, I'll read that later, fine. Okay, so apparently we're gonna go where again? I'm getting away from where I need to go. 83, 86, 85, 84. 93. Continue forward. Wait, is this forward? There we go. Oh, the
Wind,
current
guide
pushes
me.
No. This doesn't look good, right? Okay. I'm just gonna follow the ride. Uplift if you fall into Yuang Fortress. Ruins beneath Yongfang. Holds you can catch up draft yourself. Press space to use the gladiator. Okay, I did not know that. No way, I'm 300 meters away? Oh my gosh. That's gonna take me a whole lifetime to move on to. Can I at least switch to my companion? Like, no? Could have told me that I'm gonna be falling here. I'll make it, right? A hint would have been useful there, but it's fine. Let's run. Go. 100 meters away. Alright. Wind, guide me. There we go, continue forward.
There's no one.
Okay, I'm just gonna get this somewhere here. Okay, there's no one here either. So much for that plan. Looks like it's up to us to find the lead.
Just as I thought. Our terminal comms went down the moment we entered Xuanfeng. Here, take this.
What's this?
A pair of locators. Simple little things, really. They'll show us each other's position and vital signs. The downside is that they have no communication functions.
I see.
The situation here is unpredictable. We're together now, but there's no guarantee it'll stay that way. Think of it as a safeguard,
Makes sense.
to help us make the right call when it matters most.
You thought of everything. You sound so sure we're getting separated.
Besides, our priority is finding Yang Yang. We wouldn't want to be distracted by anything else, would we? Still, think of it as a gift from me. Don't lose it, all right?
I love that fan.
For a gift, it sure feels like a heavy one.
Interesting.
There should still be clues around Shaft Post Yard. Let's investigate.
Alright. Okay, so search for clues near Shaft Post Yard.
So this is a Shuangfeng auto puppet. Structurally, it's nothing like the twin Nova units at Star Torch. But the technical complexity is every bit their equal. Maybe more. And this blade mark.
Blade mark? Where's the blade mark? Okay, I guess we're running for our second Shaft Post Yards clue. Auto Puppet Maintenance Report. Weekly inspection. Light damage 34 units. Moderate damage, 67 units. Severe damage, 12 units. Destroyed, 7 units. Among the severely damaged units, 6 are beyond repair, recommended transfer, along with the destroyed units, to the Skyworks for disposal. See below for detailed reports. Addendum, last week, Yanzi, is that how I pronounce the name? Yanzi noted irregular patrol routes on a number of auto puppets. Inspection traced the cause to minor sensor damage affecting an entire production batch. Regular maintenance will suffice, no special handling required. Reporter Shay Wong. I think that's how you pronounce the name, right? Right. Search for the next Shepherd Shaft Post Yards is still right there. Over Havoc. Right, let's go with F. Notice on the wall, the Skywatch ring has detected anomalies. All Ministry of Foreign Affairs personnel must evacuate immediately. Repeat, evacuate immediately. Why, what's up? Another cutscene. Here we go again. That's a cyborg bird.
Is this handwriting? Could it be?
Find anything?
Take a look at this, Rover. Where did this fog come from?
They're getting separated.
This is no ordinary fog.
This is what I like.
Auto puppets! Is this an ambush?
This is an
This must be
ambush.
the rogue auto puppets Chisier's reporting in chief. Stay
I
sharp.
wanna see her in action. Can I
Fog is getting
equip her or
thicker.
something? Oh shit,
It's
okay.
numbing my senses.
Soy
Are
soy,
they level 89?
we need to stay close.
Soy soy! Damn it. Down with the curtain.
Kurt. Did I just hit level 89 like they were Oh, I'm level 90, no wonder. I didn't
Need
even
to
notice
find a way
that
out
stuff.
first.
When did they out the fog?
Is that the mechanical bird from earlier?
It is.
It looks like it's trying to show me the way.
Follow
Let's
it.
see where it takes me.
Where's the take?
The disorienting fog is here too. Every road back to Jin.
Oh god, I had to exit. Damn, that shit is fake. What the hell?
Who's there?
Another lost adventurer?
Easy. I don't mean you any harm.
You. You don't look like you're from Xuanfang. Who are you? Why are you here?
I came to find someone from Jinzhou.
Jinzhou. So you came through the South Mountain Gate. Does this mean Jinzhou knows what's happening here? Are you the reinforcements they sent?
That's like a no reaction. My name is Viv Universe. Or my name is Rover. You can think of me as the reinforcement.
That name. I've heard it somewhere. Golden eyes, black hair, and a tacit mark on the back of your hand. Could it be? You're the one from the Battle of Norfolk Barrens. The one who fought alongside General Jian and drove back the Threnodian Overthrax. Rover?
I'm here on behalf of Jinzhou's magistrate. Can you tell me what's happening in Shuangfeng?
Yes. My name is Liang Yu, and I serve under Meng Zhou's Ministry of War as part of the Xuan Triad. But now, I'm the only one left.
Damn, the bow was pretty respectful.
Three days ago, one of Xuanfang's censure courts detected tacit discord activity of unusual scale. An elite squad of wardens was sent to purge any remaining TDs.
Censure Gate and Warden. Oh, okay. I thought that this was they just lined it up so we actually know what it. Alright, that is important.
Standard procedure for the Ministry of War. But that day, the moment we stepped foot in the censure court, the auto puppet station there suddenly attacked us. No one saw it coming. The people of Xuanfang Hold, especially the wardens. We all trust the auto puppets completely. They're our main tool against tacit discords, and one of the Sentinel's creations, no less. By the time we realized what was happening, so many had already. My two fellow Triad squad mates didn't even have time to draw their weapons. Only a handful of us made it out alive. And now...
All the auto puppets are going rogue.
Yes. Censure courts are meant to trap tacit discords, but they're useless now. Now they pour into our lands, and the Ministry of War cannot keep up. And that's not all. The Warden Commander has sent countless requests to Meng Zhou for reinforcements, but neither City Hall nor the Sentinel has answered. And with every road out of Xuanfang blocked by disorienting fog, the Wardens have no choice but to retreat to the hold. But that is no solution. Not even a poor one.
No one can leave the hold. Which means Yang Yang might still be inside. Have you run into anyone else from Jinzhou? Besides me?
You don't mean... There was a girl. Yang Yang. Said she was an outrider for Jinzhou's Midnight Rangers. 2 days ago, during the civilian evacuation, she traveled with us.
That's her. Do you know where she is now?
No. She volunteered to draw a large group of auto puppets away so we could get the civilians into the hold. We lost her after that. I sent a few scouts to search the Eastern Chuan Peaks area, but we failed to locate her trail.
I see. Another dead lead.
Do you have anything on you that's connected to her?
Now that she mentions it, Soy Soy did give me one of her letters.
This is...
A letter?
I'm sure you have a terminal on you. One moment, I'll share the access. Xuanfang Hold has deployed Skywatch rings everywhere to monitor tacit discord activity. They can track frequency fluctuations left behind in different areas. As of this moment, we're lucky they're still working. This letter carries her frequency. With that, we should be able to track some of her previous movements. I'll take you to the Forchheim shaft post. It has equipment that's connected to the Skywatch rings.
Locator readings are normal. Soy Soy's safe for now.
Okay, head to
Like she
that
said,
place.
The priority right now is finding Yang Yang. You said you traveled with Yang Yang.
That's right. I hope she's safe.
Can I exit? Oh wow, I can exit. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be continuing the rest of this tomorrow. For now, I'm just gonna claim my free reward. And we're gonna go back. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go to the right. We got trophies. I'll collect my trophies later, all at once or something like that. Link email. I have it probably linked. And that's it. Time's up. Time's up. Back to work. Back to work. Hands off everything that is distracting. Yeah, I'm gonna go back up here. Okay, deferred, not dropped. Noted. That's a real decision, not avoidance, and it's consistent with your own pacing philosophy. Get core pipelines. Project 1 is closed for now. Full pipelines verified. Against real outputs at every stage. 2 bugs. That means phase 2 math and machine learning foundation up next. That's a real shift in terrain applied math, linear algebra, calculus, probability / status. The classic machine learning with scikit learning, then model evaluation, landing in project 2, a perceptive model evaluated and written up like a client delivered. Given today's session already covered pagination, a real bug hunter, SQL alchemy engine, a refresher, and .2 SQL. That's full sessions worth ground. Want to start phase 2 fresh next session? Yeah, I was gonna work with the next session and I was gonna close it regardless. I'm gonna pause this stuff and exit it. Hold on, I'm gonna restart my timer. There we go. All right, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and let's say open Wuthering Waves just to exit it off. Exit. And now I'm gonna go to my main camera. Alrighty guys, so basically that was pretty much it for the stream. I am finally done with my entire phase 1 after 74 whole days. I am 14 days late to start my phase 2, which is math and machine learning. We spent well over 2 months with the phase 1. That's it. Next stream I will be working with phase 2. That is going to be math and machine learning. Therefore, if you guys do enjoy my content, or you guys did enjoy the stream, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe and notifications turned on, and also share my videos / live streams, because liking helps my algorithm, sharing makes you smile, and subscribing makes you on top. That said, I did start multi-streaming on Twitch and Kick, but then I stopped just to see if it helps my stream quality. If I did find a way or a more effective way to like stream or like multi-stream without it really affecting my stream quality, I will do so. And if you guys do enjoy my content and haven't followed me on my socials yet, you guys can get access to all my socials through the link in the description, through my bio, or by typing exclamation in the name of the social on chat. If the social does exist, the link is gonna pop up in 3 or 4 seconds. If the social does not exist, the link will not pop up. And that's it. When you guys do type exclamation social, it needs to be all lowercase and no space. That said, I did create 2 brand new channels, one called Vivarcade and the other called Vivorks Out. Vivarcade is specifically meant for my gaming content and Vivorks Out is specifically meant for my workout content. Therefore, if you guys are interested in either one of those genres or categories and that you guys want to follow me there, you guys can get access to both those channels through my homepage. If you guys scroll all the way down, you guys will be finding a featured channels section where I will be having both those channels featured. That said, if you guys do want to follow me in my AI engineering for 365 days series and that you guys want access to the roadmap that I am currently using for this series, you guys can get access to this roadmap through the link to my Discord server actually. Once you guys join my Discord server, you guys can either go to the Coding Helps chat, Python chat, or the general chat. Mention my name there at VivUniverse, asking me for the roadmap. I will be personally DMing it to you guys. And you guys can get access to my Discord server through the link in the description, through my bio, or by typing exclamation Discord on chat. All lowercase, no space. That said, I'll catch you guys next live stream or video, and we're gonna start phase 2 tomorrow. Peace. Okay, I guess let's end the stream.